Representative Janine Nodder, and you're watching Chattin' with Janine. This week, my guest is running for Congress. He's currently a representative in the New Hampshire State House, like me. Welcome, Brian Cole.
Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
Thank you. So, Brian, tell viewers a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've lived in New Hampshire my whole life. My father was a state trooper and a park ranger. So I actually grew up at Pawtuckaway State Park. So I had
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, it was wicked cool. I had 5,000 acres as a backyard as a kid growing
Climbed
up.
you up to the tower?
Oh yeah, all the time. I know that park like the back of my hand. Yeah, we were always going to the fire tower up there.
My youngest son, I used to take him and his friends all over God's creation, and we climbed up to that tower one year. And at one point, his friend stopped and goes, "Great, vertical." It was like, we made it.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Then I graduated from Raymond High School. I went to Southern New Hampshire University. I got my degree in economics and finance. I also have a degree in accounting. And then I opened a wholesale company in Manchester. I had a wholesale distribution company. We sold tools to retailers throughout the United States. I did that for 25 years. And I imported containers like into Boston, and I bring them up and we distribute from a warehouse. It's a pretty big warehouse, 47,000 square feet. So I was able to be successful enough in that. I retired last year. Now I'm pursuing this.
Retired.
I retired, yeah, at 52.
That's
My goal was 55, and I did it at 52. So yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and now I'm pursuing this congressional race full time. This is my new full time job. I'm actually working harder at this congressional run than I did in my own business. It's a lot of work.
How long have you been in the House, the state
Two
House?
terms.
2 terms.
Yeah, I'm my 4th year now.
And what made you decide to run for Congress?
I've always wanted to do this. I knew at some point Chris Pappas was going to move on and run for Senate, and that seat was going to be vacated. So I've been just biding my time. That's why I wanted to get the experience up at the State House and be a state rep, get my legs underneath me.
So the viewers are watching, and this is a job interview. They're going to pick, well, first you have the primary. The primary, I believe, is September 8th this
Correct.
year.
Yep.
So you have the primary to pick who's going to run against whoever is running on the other side.
It'll either be Stephanie Shaheen or Maura Sullivan. One of the two, I think.
All right, so let's talk about your platform.
All right, my platform, my big 3 things. Number 1 is energy. So we started doing this this campaign in August. And I've been going around the whole state and I've been talking about nuclear energy. Nobody was really talking about it. Now the governor's on board with it. She actually just directed a couple weeks ago the New Hampshire Department of Energy to investigate putting SMRs, small modular reactors, next to Seabrook nuclear power plant. So I went down to Washington last fall and I met with the Department of Energy. I was very curious of what they're doing on in Michigan. So Michigan basically has the same setup that we have here in New Hampshire. So we have the Seabrook power plant, which is almost basically retired. They're using the old fuel from that Seabrook power plant for the new modular reactors.
Recycling it?
Yeah. So
Interesting.
all the waste that's being stored over in Seabrook right now, they can use those rods. The technology has come far enough to use all that material. They think they have like another 100 years worth of energy just sitting there right now. So
it's such a good source of energy.
It's the cleanest, cheapest, most reliable, efficient energy we possibly can produce.
So why are some people against nuclear energy?
I haven't had any pushback at all.
Wow, that's cool.
I've been talking about this for 7 months, and I've been waiting, and I think people are so much more accepting of it today. People understand it. I don't think it has the same stigma that it had 40 or 50 years ago.
Right.
And we approved the second power station at Seabrook. We just never built it. So the infrastructure is already there. You don't have to build that out. And these SMRs, small modular reactors, think of a nuclear submarine. That's the size of these reactors. And they're stackable. So you could put 4 of these SMRs in Seabrook, and that would double the output of Seabrook Power Station.
Wow, and how long is that going to take?
Realistically, probably 5 to 7 years. But the federal legislation, they're trying to break down some of the barriers right now, so it could be as quick as 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
So
3 trips around the sun.
Yeah, I mean the conversation has come a lot further than I had thought it was going to. And actually, the Department of Energy is going to be coming to New Hampshire, and they're going to be doing a summit in New Hampshire on nuclear. Because the idea is we want New Hampshire to be the host state. So we'll produce the energy here, have the cheap energy here, and we'll distribute it to the surrounding states.
That. I'm on board. I want to go to the summit.
Yeah, I'll let you know when it's happening.
Thank you, because I'm on the energy committee in Concord.
Oh yeah, it's exciting. That's a good committee to be on. So energy. I mean, everyone's feeling the pinch in their pockets on it. People in New Hampshire paying like 30% extra in their
Oh,
electrical
yeah.
costs
So
than the rest
are
of
you,
the country. So
are you like every other good nerd and geek? Do you have the ISO New England app on your phone?
no, I don't.
Okay, I do. So I bring it up to see how much energy costs at this moment in time.
I'll have to download it. That's another
Yeah.
part that we need to take care of is the ISO. That's not a good deal for New Hampshire,
No,
the
no, it's
ISO.
not.
So that's part of it. Another part of the energy problem is the Jones Act. You're familiar with the Jones
I
Act?
am, but you can.
Okay, so the
me
Jones
this.
Act was done in the 1920s to protect American shipping. So it says that an American ship with an American crew could only go from port to port to transport fuel and stuff like that. We just don't have those crews here in the United States really anymore. So when I go to Washington, I would like to get an exemption for the state of New Hampshire from the Jones Act. And that would reduce our natural gas prices. You know, we gave $300 million to New York to finish the gas line to Massachusetts, but Massachusetts isn't bringing it up to New Hampshire. So that's where we're stuck right now.
Yep.
So we need to import our gas by shipping. So I would like to see that exemption. We have an exemption right now because of what's going on in Iran, but it's only for 2 months. So they've done it. They've done it in the past. I don't see why we can't get a permanent exemption for New Hampshire. No, it's something that we have to fix.
Okay.
So that's energy.
All right. So let's go on to the next.
The next topic,
Yeah.
next one is the biotech industry. So last fall, we got together with a bunch of billion-dollar biotech companies. We changed our right to try laws here in the state of New Hampshire last year. We said if you have 3 or 4 months to live, you should have every opportunity to try any experimental treatment there is to save your life.
Yep, I voted for that.
Yeah, so did I. So because we did that, we now have the best laws for that industry in the country here in New Hampshire. And I have a bill in the Senate right now that's going to be expanding the right to try to chronic illnesses, chronic and severe debilitating illnesses. So to give you an example, there's a company called Epibone in Manchester, and they're growing human bone right now. So if you had a bone cancer or you had a bone deformity, they can use your own stem cells and grow your own bone and replace it so you have a normal quality of life again.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It is amazing. But beyond that, they can grow your own cartilage now in your body. So say you were a runner and your knees.
I am a runner.
Well, all right. If at some point where you needed a knee replacement or something like that, instead of having a knee replacement, they can grow your cartilage back. You don't have to have major surgery anymore.
Wow.
If you blow out your rotator cuff,
Yeah.
they can grow your cartilage back.
Interesting. And they can do that now?
They're doing it now
Wow.
in Manchester right
How
now.
do you? I know lots of people with injuries. How do they sign up to get this?
Well, Epibone, EPI and Bone, you can look them up. They're right down in Manchester. And if we get this legislation passed, hopefully within the next couple of weeks, those treatments will be available to anybody in the country.
Have you visited Army, ARMI?
I have not been down there. I'm aware of it.
Okay,
And
they grow skin.
Yeah, and Epibone is working in that facility.
I wondered
in
about that.
the Army,
yeah.
yeah.
So
But
they're
this
also
biotech industry, we get this law passed, these companies are going to make Army look like nothing. Army was $44 million. This industry, if it comes, we get this legislation passed, it's $125 billion.
Oh,
$125 billion. That will double the business here in the state of New Hampshire. It'll double the GDP for the whole state of New Hampshire, this one industry. That's how big of a deal this is. And we are so close to having it done. I've been talking with the Senate. As far as I know, 1735 is good to go, and the governor's office is on board with it. She said she's going to support the expansion of the right to try. So
wow.
it's a big
Is
big
anybody
deal.
pushing back on this?
No, we had the Senate had a couple things that they wanted to change, and I was happy to make those changes for them, and I did all the work. And yeah, Senator Avard he wanted one part put into the bill where we restrict foreign adversaries from doing the medical research here. So we don't want to have like China doing biohazard stuff here.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Right. So we
that
put
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah, we put that in the bill just as a guardrail. So secure. But New Hampshire should be the brain trust for this industry. You get your treatments here. You're 45 minutes from the best hospitals in the world down in Massachusetts to do your recovery. It's win-win-win. Right now, the biotech hub of the world is down in Cambridge, Massachusetts. We get this legislation passed, that's all coming here. It's going to be like a straw. We're going to take all that business come here. No income tax. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
These are all huge, big paying jobs.
And
People
no
don't
sales tax either. Let's keep
yeah,
it that way.
right. These people are making, $250,000. They don't have to pay income tax. They're gonna want to move here. They don't want to do their business here. And in talking, I've already been speaking with some of these companies. We've already got some people that are looking for space in Manchester now. But once this bill gets signed, there's legitimately 20 companies that are ready to come here, start doing business here in New Hampshire.
Wow.
And these are all billion-dollar businesses. This is a big deal.
I would like to be at the bill signing if you can arrange that.
I'm sure Kelly's going to, should I say Kelly?
Governor Ayotte.
Governor Ayotte will do that. Yeah. I'll let you know. Sure.
Thank you.
That's going to be, it's been an exciting day.
Before we go on to the next topic, I just want to give a shout out to my cameraman, Justin, in the control room, and let him know that my countdown clock is not working. So I'm going to have to rely on him to give me some signs when we get close to the end of the program today. So what's the next topic on the list?
The next one would be securing our northern border.
Oh, yeah.
So we have 58 miles of border with Canada, and I went up to Pittsburgh, and I was talking to a guy that he's a farmer. He owns a bunch of property on the border up there, and he called Chris Pappas's office, and Chris Pappas's office didn't even know that we had a border with Canada.
Okay.
How sad is that? I mean, is that just pathetic or what? So
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, where do you think?
I know. I mean, my word. So, anyways, the day that I was up
doesn't get
there,
out much.
there was only one border patrol agent patrolling that 58 miles of border.
Oh.
So I mean, it's just not sustainable.
No, and
I don't know if
that's
you've
it.
ever been up there.
I have not been to the northern border. I've been to the southern border 3 times.
Yeah, it's just an open
Yeah.
field. You can walk right into Canada. There's not a fence. There's no nothing.
That's very alarming.
It is. It's
Yeah,
just it's wide open.
Especially when we have all the drug problem that we have.
Well, that's what's happening. So I talked to those border patrol people, and I talked to the sheriff's department up there, and what they're doing is they're flying pallet loads of pot into New Hampshire. They're taking it from New Hampshire, bringing it down to Lawrence. They're splitting it up in Lawrence, and they're bringing it down to New York. And they're getting the cocaine and the fentanyl from New York, and that's what's being trafficked back up through New Hampshire into Canada. So that's where we're having our drug problem. Oh, wow. So when I'm in Congress, I want to get funding to secure our 58 miles of border. I want to break that cycle. You know, you don't want to have human trafficking and all those drugs and stuff like that coming across our border. We need to secure it. We shouldn't be able to just walk right into Canada.
No.
So that's important. Yep. And another one of the things that I like to do is change the communications up there. There's a federal law that we need to change because right along the Canadian border, they purposely dumb down the communications because they don't want the signals going into Canada, but Canada could have all those strong signals coming into the United States. But because they do that, like these sheriff's departments, they could be 400 feet across from each other, and they can't use their radios. They can't communicate with each other. That's how weak the signal is up there. But they purposely dumb it down. I think that's dangerous. So I would want to get a law to fix that and bring it back up to full strength. I think that's very important to secure that up there in the northern border.
I believe the Speaker of the House has visited the northern border,
Has
Sherm
he?
Packard, and he's also endorsed you.
Yes, he has.
So.
Yeah, that's a huge endorsement. I was very happy. And you did too.
I
Thank you
did
very
too, thank
much.
you.
Appreciate it.
And so did the Deputy Speaker.
Yep, Steve Smith. Yeah, we're having an event at McIntyre Ski area on June 1st. It's a Monday night. It's just going to be a rally event, and both the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker are going to be there. So it'll be a fun night. Just kind of like a little party before that we sign up officially June 3rd.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah,
Yep.
June 3rd. We were talking about previous show that this is my 3rd show today.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I like to do several shows on the same day.
Yeah.
I just switch out the.
Switch out the scarf so it makes it look like a little bit different.
Yeah.
So one of the other things about the northern border was interesting. He brought up the point that they use a military drone on the southern border.
Yes, I got to actually use one.
Really?
Yes, they showed me what to do, and it'll stop. I didn't get to shoot anything down, but it was kind of cool.
So I've been talking with Senator Brown. He apparently is good friends with Mullen, who's the new DHS secretary, and we think we'd be able to get a drone for our northern border.
That would be good.
That would be awesome. So I talked to the executive officer for the Border Patrol up there, and he's doing a little bit of research. But yeah, I'm going to try to.
There's also technology to stop the enemy's drones. We also have, and I got to try that. To stop it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Point it, and it just either stops it in place or it makes it come down.
Yeah. So those are my big 3 that I'm running for. My platform for Congress. So we have a bunch of bills up at the Senate. I have 3 bills in the Senate right now. One I'm going there today is the TPLF bill. That's a third-party litigation financing.
TPL?
Yeah, it's when 2 people have a lawsuit. A third party enters the lawsuit for the sole purpose of making a profit on the lawsuit. So it's kind of predatory, and it's pushing a lot of lawsuits towards litigation rather than settlement. So like with all the DCYF fallout, there's like 400 cases sitting out there. We can't be giving out $20 million verdicts, $22 million verdicts. So this puts like guardrails on. We don't want like foreign countries like Russia and China involving themselves in our lawsuits, because when you do, you become part of discovery. So if the sensitive materials that we don't want other countries to see, if they're part of the discovery, they would have access to all those materials. So we're going to stop that. We're not going to let foreign countries get involved in our legal system.
Yeah.
So that was the TPLF bill. The next one I wrote was for the NHDOT. I found out that the NHDOT has about 700 properties on the books in the state of New Hampshire. And these are all properties that they bought, like they own off exit ramps, off the highways and everything like that, to do all their major constructions. And they haven't had a way to sell the property back or to get rid of it, to liquidate it. So I wrote a bill that's going to allow the NHDOT to sell all these parcels of land, and the money has to go back to the NHDOT to improve our roads and our bridges.
Oh, well, that's good, because
So
we have a
rather than
$400 million hole right at the moment.
Right. So not raising any taxes, all those properties on the books, and some of these plots of land are like 100 acres. They're big pieces of land. So let the NHDOT sell the land, take the money, and fix our roads and our bridges.
Well, good.
So
We also need that state road, Continental Boulevard, to go back to the state, because it is financially crippling this town.
Oh, is it?
Yes, absolutely. And it was, everyone's mad at the House for doing that to us. So just letting you know.
And then the third one is the biotech bill that I've been working on for 7 months. So I'm super excited about that.
You're busy. What do you do in your spare time?
I don't have any spare time. I've been making phone calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. So it's been a lot. I mean, my first term, I was on Commerce and Consumer Affairs. We handled all the insurance, New Hampshire Liquor Commission, and banking legislation. In my second term, I'm on Ways and Means, which I love. And then I'm also the vice chairman of housing for the state of New Hampshire.
That's a busy committee.
It's a very busy
Good
committee.
Lord. Are you guys still having hearings? Like my committee, Science, Technology, and Energy, we finished. I also have a second committee, Legi Admin. We're not quite done.
Yeah, we just finished last week. But we had 81 bills.
That's a
So
lot.
during January and February, I was up at the State House 4 days a week. And then I was going to do events at nighttime and 16, 18-hour days. But I'm having a blast doing this.
And when you go around the state, what are people asking you? What's like the number one question?
The
from
number one question is basically affordability. And I tied affordability to energy. Everything is related to energy costs. So, my nuclear plan, hopefully we believe if we get it going, we can reduce the energy prices by about 24% off your electrical bill. So about a quarter of your bill. That's going to be a lot of savings for a lot of people. So that should help everyone out, put some money back in their pockets.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So yeah, it's exciting. We also talked to, speaking of energy, we spoke with Google and Meta and the big AI companies. I would love to see one of those data centers go up north in the Berlin area. Because, the logging industry is basically decimated up there. They don't really have any industry up there. So they're really struggling up there.
We're getting a lot of pushback because those bills came to Science, Technology, and Energy, the data centers, and a lot of pushback.
On what?
They're saying they
data
don't want
centers?
them. They don't want them. I said,
Yeah, but you only need site approval in the state of New Hampshire. As long as you don't, they can build their own reactor. They only
Right.
need site approval in the
but
state
they
of New
worry about
Hampshire.
the water. I know some places in the country are worried about the water, and although I've been told that they can use reclaimed water,
Yep.
I asked if you can use river water. They said, well, you can't use dirty water, but they can clean it. I think
Yep.
there's got to be a process.
And it's actually,
Is there-
they're finding out that the recycled water they're using is more efficient for whatever reason,
Yeah.
which is kind of
there
odd,
you
but
go.
it's developing. It's coming along.
It's like, well, anytime, like, here's my phone. I have it somewhere. Anytime you use your phone and you're putting things into the cloud, you're looking up, Googling something that's using data that has to go somewhere, and it gets stored in the data centers.
Yep.
So that's what the data center's for. So if you want to use your phone, if you want to use technology, it has to go somewhere. So, and in some places, it actually brings in revenue for the state. So you mentioned the northern part.
Yeah, it would be good. The SMRs produce
Small.
300 megawatts of power.
With
The
SM.
small modular reactors.
Okay.
So the data centers only take 200 megawatts. So that extra 100 megawatts of power will be enough to power the whole northern part of the state.
That's wow.
It would be a win.
Relative.
It would bring good jobs up to there. It would lower their energy prices, and it would help revitalize their economy up there. They need it up there.
And how do they feel about it?
They love it. They love the discussion. So they would love to see it happen. So I'm working on that angle too.
Okay. We've got about 6.5 minutes left. I was looking at your website, and so for more information, people can go to your website. What is the address for it?
It's coal4nh.com. COLE, the number 4, nh.com.
Okay.
And yeah, you can see all my positions there. We have a ton of material on the
Yeah,
website.
energy and cost, border and public safety, economic and business climate, healthcare and aging, federal spending and budgeting, and veterans and military families. So, it's almost May, and Memorial Day's coming up. So let's talk a little bit about the veterans.
Okay.
What do you see as the biggest gaps in support for veterans in New Hampshire?
Well, I don't know if the general public knows, but President Trump put $1.2 billion into his budget to redo the Veterans Home in Manchester.
I did not know that.
So that's good news, isn't it?
Yes.
So they're finally going to get their money, and they were talking about doing it over in Farmington, Rochester area, but they decided that they want to just redo the one here in Manchester. So you'll have a state-of-the-art full facility here in Manchester.
Oh, did you ever get to meet Al Baldessaro? He was a state representative for a
No,
long
I didn't.
time.
I've talked to him a bunch of times on the phone.
I used to do a show with him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we had a chat in Londonderry edition, but then I said, you know what, this is your town, let's change the name, and we called it Who's Looking Out for You?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know he's been going to Washington, and he's been lobbying for, the veterans here in New Hampshire.
Well, in
to get something done.
2016, when Donald Trump won the first time, Al Baldessaro wrote the plan for the veterans.
Mm-hmm.
So very smart man. I worked with him, and my first year in leadership, I was the deputy Republican floor leader, and he was the floor leader.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we had an office in the LOB, and a lot of fun in that office. And then COVID happened.
Yeah, it messed a lot of things up.
Yeah, it did.
The only thing that bothered me the most about COVID was, where was the ACLU during COVID? When doctors and nurses were losing their jobs because they didn't want to take a jab or something like that, where was the ACO defending those people's rights?
Masked and in hiding.
Yeah, exactly. Not impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what improvements would you like to see in healthcare, transition services, or family support for military families?
So the state of New Hampshire, part of the big, beautiful bill that they signed last year, we got $204 million for the state of New Hampshire this year. That's going to be going directly to all the local hospitals and clinics and stuff like that. So that should help people with their medical bills and medical treatments. Beyond that, for the next 5 years, there's another $500 million that's available to come to the state of New Hampshire. So that's going to help us out tremendously. I mean, that was a big deal.
I'm so used to saying I have 3 sons in the military, but my oldest now is retired from
Oh, wow.
from the military. Yep, so now I only have 2.
Yeah.
Captain and a master sergeant.
That's awesome. I remember you sending me the video of the planes taking off. That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's neat.
So,
Are they over in Iran right now, in that area?
no, thankfully. One of my sons, he's a master sergeant. His crew is over there, but he's the boss, so he stayed here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the other one, I'm not sure where he is right now.
It's secret.
Yeah. So, we have about 3 minutes left. What should we cover in those 3 minutes?
Just that I'm working hard on the congressional campaign. I was the chairman of the Manchester Republican Committee in 23. That was the year that we got Jay Ray elected and flipped the board in Manchester Republican for the first time in 36 years.
Can you do that again?
We're trying hard.
Yeah.
We're trying hard. In the following year, when I was still the chairman, we gained 6 state rep seats and we gained a Senate seat. So we've had a lot of success in Manchester. I know how to run campaigns. When we ran the state rep races,
Can you move to Merrimack?
I ran 28 campaigns in the state rep races 2 years ago. That's how many campaigns we ran.
Wow.
But we did good. We raised almost We raised over $80,000 to support the candidates, and we did all their messaging for them. We did all their OTT. We did their postcards.
What's OTT?
When you're searching online, all the little ads come up and stuff like that. It's direct right to your IP address, so we can direct target right to the voters. So
does that stand for something? OTT?
yeah, I don't remember what it stands for.
Oh, okay.
But it does stand for something.
Yeah.
But it's basically doing live ads on social media and stuff like that.
Now we're thinking about RSVP. I don't know what that stands for either.
Just means to respond, right?
Yeah, RSVP. Everyone says RSVP, but what does it mean? Well, it's like scuba, C-U-B-A. It's self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
There you go.
Scuba.
Yeah, that's the acronym.
Yeah.
Do you have any bills up there that you're working on right now in the Senate?
Well, the Senate killed it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I did get one signed into law. We go to the down the road here, Veterans of Foreign War, VFW.
Mm-hmm.
And, sometimes they have events, like on Memorial Day, they have an event, you talk, and it was chilly one year, and we couldn't go inside because we had children with us. And the children are not allowed in because it's a canteen. And sometimes there's special events. They had trivia before. We have a baby, my little grandson, couldn't go in because they could lose their liquor license because it's a canteen and children aren't allowed. I'm like, well, he's a baby. You're not going to do it. But, we did get that law changed, and I got a big response from people around the state sending me thank you for changing that law. So now when they have a special event, your family can go too, and they don't have to worry about losing their liquor license because you can have the children there for the event. That doesn't mean you can bring your children in to go have a drink, no, on an everyday basis. So that was something I got passed.
That's good. Mm-hmm. I could tell you a couple in Ways and Means. There's two particular bills that stand out in my mind. One was, if you owned a second property in the state of New Hampshire, as an incentive, if you own a second home, right?
Yes.
As an incentive for you to either rent out your house or sell your home, they want to double your taxes.
Right. Oh, I get 2 minutes left, and I do remember that bill because I'm the assistant majority leader, and our majority leader has tasked me with reading all the bills, and I do remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was $1 billion right there. Mm-hmm. We saved New Hampshire taxpayers. Then the other one was, I don't know if you remember the Fannie Mae crisis, but they want to take $300 million of New Hampshire taxpayers' money and fund subprime loans. Yikes.
Yeah, I'm fond of keeping our
Yeah, that's right.
pocket. Thank you.
That's right.
So, and you're wearing your signature tie. You have some vests that
Oh
are
yeah,
all that
I didn't wear the
pattern.
vest today, but
Yeah.
I have probably like 6 different colors. I like to change it up. Don't want to wear the same thing all the time, just like you and your scarves.
Yeah. Well, if I'm campaigning, I try to wear green because that's how I branded myself to match my signs. So your brand is that pattern with the satiny ties and vests.
Yep.
And the matching hanky.
Gotta look sharp, right? When you're representing the Republicans up in Concord, you have to look right. You should be dressed properly.
Oh, and when people don't dress properly, that is my pet peeve. I don't like when people dress sloppy, and there's so many of them.
Yep.
At both sides of the aisle, there's so many of them that do not dress the part.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can go to Goodwill and get a perfectly good jacket. You only need one. Just wear a jacket and look professional.
Yep.
So, anyway, I want to wish you all the luck on the campaign trail.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Keep working hard.
This was fun.
I think so too.
All
And
right.
thank you for watching.